Poland versus Saudi Arabia. Poland have got to be licking their wounds. Didn't play very well. In fact, they're probably 5 out of 10, and yet they could have come away with 3 points in the first game. A missed penalty from RL9. You cannot legislate for that against a Saudi Arabia side who have just lit up the world, basically, and yet they're still plus 425. Poland are at minus 140. Saudi Arabia are minus 135 not to score. They're minus 155 to score, and Saudi Arabia, to get a minimum of a draw out this game, is at plus 120. The draw is at plus 270. It's all Poland, Mina, but after we've seen what Saudi Arabia did, do we think again that Poland are too short at minus 140?
Yeah, I think that, I know that everyone would assume that this was just a freak accident, but interestingly enough, if you listen to the people who followed Saudi Arabia, including a beautiful article in the New York Times, you'd know that this is a team that's really built and has taken 3 weeks to study every single opponent. Their defense is impeccable, as we saw, not to mention the performance of their goalkeeper, Al Owais, who was just fantastic. I do think against a Poland side that's really struggling to create any opportunities, and from penalties, this is the third one that they've missed, so it's not really going well for Poland over there. Lewandowski was just shattered. I think that his confidence has taken a hit, frankly speaking. And when you look at this team, I don't see anything there that excites me about Poland. It's only in 1986 that they progressed from the group stages. I'm not telling you that Saudi Arabia is a better team, but I do think overall there might just be a little bit more energy, a little bit more tactical organization, because Hervé Renard, if there's anything that he knows how to do, it's really to prepare for the matches. And he studied those opponents in with extreme knowledge, and a lot of time he's had to dedicate to the cause. I personally think this is a Saudi Arabia win. You're going to think I'm crazy for this, but they are playing in the heat at a time that's so convenient with them, with the majority of the home support and where they are right now. I think Poland are set for another failure, if I'm honest.
Saudi Arabia are plus 120, Matt, for double chance. So for them to win or draw at plus 120. Poland have got all sorts of problems going forward. They can't create. And even when they're gifted with a penalty, they miss that as well. And the good thing here is that Saudi Arabia, if they get a point, they're almost that's it. They're guaranteed, in my book, to go through to the round of 16.
I know, and what an incredible first game it was. And looking at those odds, you do have to question who's put those up, because I think you're absolutely right. I don't see Poland. I don't see enough creativity in the Poland team to really go and trouble the Saudis. The defense looks pretty solid. I'd be really surprised if Poland, and yes, they've got strike in the world, but if the guy can get no service, there's not a lot of point having him up there.
Yeah.
No, there ain't. I mean, the draw is at plus 270. That looks like an absolute winner as well. But Poland at minus 140. We're having a look in the chat. And my chat, by the way, it is knowledgeable in all European leagues, world football, Copa Mundial, the lot. And they're thinking it's 1-1 at best for Poland. So Saudi Arabia. The other thing I'd like to say about Saudi Arabia, and obviously you know that I was on Argentina, is they did get away with murder, because Lautaro Martinez went through and scored a second goal that would have made it 2-0 and the game would have been over. And for some reason VAR didn't include the left back who was playing him on by 1.5 yards. And then FIFA come out and say, oh, sorry, we made a mistake. I don't want to take anything away from Saudi Arabia, but the gods were shining on you.
Bit bitter about that, Flash, obviously, with your...
Yeah, because I got up at 4 a.m, Matty. Matty, I got up at 4 a.m, right? And I had VAR killing me on my 7th cup of coffee. I was not a happy man.
Flash, to be honest with you also, I never thought in the life of me I'd ever see Argentina be bullied by another side. So on a physical level, I thought that was a little bit strange how bullied they were. But I do think that Poland has enough height and enough strength to manage to cope in set pieces. So that could be interesting for them, right? Because they actually match well with Saudi in that level. I wonder if there's a set-piece goal there.
I worry about the agility matchup. I just see that Saudi Arabia are so athletic, so at home, confidence, belief in each other, by the way. They're running off the ball. You know, like it's always when someone who just likes soccer, they watch where the ball goes. We, as trained eyes, we look what's going on off the ball. The ball goes into one of them. It's got like red arrows flying all over the shot that give them opportunities. And this has got to be said about Poland. they look like they've aged. They look like this World Cup has won too many World Cups for some of these boys that we're never going to be seeing again. So, yeah, I'm happy to side with Saudi Arabia. Let's see where the best value was found. I think everyone in the chat's sort of pro Saudi Arabia as well. Let's hope that they've not been over partying. Both teams to score, yes, minus 115 brings in that draw, 1-1. And Matty's gone, both teams scored no at minus 125. Well, that means that one of them's going to be right. I like the Saudi Arabia double chance, to be honest, and I may well add that. But as this game is on Saturday morning at 8 Eastern, I may well put that on at BetUS TV on Saturday morning around 7 Eastern, so an hour early. I'll get that sorted.